Mason. Now I got work to do.
Jeez. All right, yep.
Welcome to the Boss Hog of Liberty podcast. This is another evergreen episode of East Central Indiana's favorite podcast. I'm Jeremiah Morrill. Today I'm joined by producer Mason Rottinghouse and, of course, my forever co-host, Dakota Davis.
Today's episode features the three of us talking about the internet, strange stories from the internet, what we do on the internet, how the internet has changed in the course of our lifetimes, everything about it. It'll be fun. It'll be interesting. I don't know where we're gonna go with it, but it's definitely gonna be interesting.
Anything's in bounds.
That's right.
Anything's in bounds. Oh, this show is about our lives in rural Indiana. We're here to push your boundaries and make you think as individuals. Sometimes we'll provoke you. Other times we'll make you laugh. But hopefully, you'll always learn something new. As always, top of the show, we have to thank the people that make this possible. That's our patrons. Lots and lots of you. We try to push out bonus content. We've been talking to you, asking questions, trying to find out what's the best way to communicate with you. And overwhelmingly, you said just the Facebook group. So that's the coolest thing is you guys, when you join Patreon, you have your own community, and you have people you respect in there, people you disrespect, people you make fun of. You have your own inside jokes, and it's built a community of people all over the state and all over the country that they get to participate. You get the show notes ahead of time. You find out what we're going to talk about. You get clickable links in there to the stories, the way that Dakota built the agenda and the dream of how the show is supposed to go, and then we get on the air and I crush Dakota's dream basically. And then these evergreen episodes, man, there are no show notes at all, so it's just it's loose and wild. I am curious now that you guys have listened to the evergreens. Want some feedback? I want to hear what you think of them, especially the patrons, but anybody. Shoot us a message at the Facebook page or email Dakota at bosshogofliberty.com or Jeremiah at bosshogofliberty.com, whatever communication method on the internet you want. If you want to talk about it in the Facebook group, you can do that if you're a patron. But tell us what you think of the unscripted style of the evergreens, this little experiment we've done.
That's right. So if you sign up at patreon.com, you get all those bonus features that Jeremiah was talking about. But if you donate at $50 or more a month, then we give you a shout out at the front of each and every episode. Those folks are Jonathan Phillips, Craig DaCosta, Christy Avery, and Mr. Chris Lamb from the Newcastle Career Center. We also have the T-Chip stores at tchip.com/BHO01, 2 or 3. That's where you can get all of your Boss Hog of Liberty merchandise, all of your clothing. It's ultra premium. We've tested them out. We have our merchandise, and we had to buy it from ourselves, so that's how you know it's good. But make sure that you get on there, buy some T-shirts, wear them around town, and they're a good conversation starter, I think.
I mean, it's springtime now. You hear the birds are chirping, and the grass is right there, ready to cut.
It's about time to mow.
You got to get yourself some new mowing gear.
That's right.
You got the headphones in, listening to the podcast. You got to have yourself a new Boss Hog tee. And then last year's tee. You know what the move is for last year's tee, Mason? You know what to do with it?
No.
Sun's out, guns out. You cut the sleeves off, and you go. And now it's a cutoff.
And that's the new mowing gear.
That's the new mowing gear.
Okay.
Is that what you do?
I just don't wear a shirt. I mean, I don't.
God, you're just out there getting sunburned.
I don't really bless anybody who's looking at me, but
the real Spiceland elite.
Let me
they
back
see
up
what
for a
Purdue
minute.
University has done to my body in a hot 4 months.
Last year, you mowed my grass. Are you telling me you mowed my grass naked?
Oh hell no! I did not take anything off there. I couldn't even find the damn mower.
It's too prestigious of a neighborhood.
You got 16 buildings on your lawn.
You can't be wandering around White Estates shirtless. You might get.
That's how you get.
There are some individuals there who you would never thought lived in White Estates, so I think I would have been fine not wearing a shirt around there.
Are you saying that it's not as exclusive as the neighborhood sounds?
No, it's not. No.
So Mason, we've given you 4 minutes to prepare for this episode. I look over at the producer's desk, and it looks like you've prepared a presentation. Are you cheating off of your 7th grade homework? What are you doing? What are you preparing for us?
It's something, you know?
You have a slideshow?
No, it's not a slideshow.
It looks like you've got the America Online. Are you ready to log us onto the internet? Do Do you remember what that is? Are you familiar with that page is you've got pulled up over there?
Yeah.
He was making the sounds that it made.
Yeah.
So-
Dial up.
What are your earliest memories of dial-up?
My earliest memories.
Has the internet been on the phone before for you, or has it always just been it's always on?
No, I think it definitely dialed up. I remember that damn noise. So obviously we would go over to my aunt and uncle because they had a computer and we didn't. And we were just really excited to play like stupid ass games.
He's
And
He's the
Solitaire.
oldest 20-year-old I've ever seen.
Uh-huh.
and I mean, we had fun on the computer, and then we'd get yelled at because we'd
Did you
find
go to
some
websites you shouldn't
things.
be at?
Probably, but they took 10 minutes just to get to. So we got to them, and then we got yelled at and things, and
So whenever
The picture was almost loaded and you had to close it.
yeah, we were almost there. We saw the bottom half, and we were like, yeah,
I saw a neckline.
and then all of a sudden we didn't get to see anything else.
on your aunt and uncle's computer with dial-up.
Yeah,
Pathetic.
it's whatever. I wasn't the only one. Don't call just me pathetic.
No, it's just Mason, obviously.
You're the enemy of the people.
But trust me, I know.
So if we go back to the old days, and not that long ago, but if we go back to the old days, it was you got on the internet, you dialed up,
And
and the computer was, usually not even a laptop. It was a computer sitting in the house, and you would go to a website,
and
right?
you went and you clicked on that AOL icon and you heard this, and you just sat there. You waited and waited,
Right about now,
and finally you're getting a little connection. Oh, there it is.
right about now, your mom picks up the phone and tries to dial
And
out,
then
and everything goes bad.
And your computer just goes and just
But-
stops
but
because
then
mom just had to talk to the aunt.
You remember the life hack though, Mason? Is you had to go down to their little corner and see what the connection speed was.
I never
You
got
didn't-
into
you didn't
it.
do that. You
No.
had to make sure it was fast enough to do something with.
I never
Yeah.
did that.
If it connected too slow, you just hang up and try again.
Yep.
Like, I connected at 28.8. That's never going to work. I need at least 33.6.
We didn't have a computer or anything in my house until cable internet became a thing, until Comcast started offering internet. But get this, my grandmother did and had a desktop computer at
Was
her
she one
house.
of the grandmothers who you'd come there, you'd walk through the door, she wasn't in the living room, she was on the desktop computer, and the only thing she's doing is playing solitaire?
No, she didn't play solitaire. She played the I don't know how it's pronounced, mahjong.
Yeah.
Mahjong tiles.
Yep.
That one. Yep.
She was into the Asian stuff.
Yeah, into that game a lot. And so then of course I got into that game because she was into it. And then my parents bought a laptop that could be like it had to have been one of the first laptops ever made. This thing was gigantic. And it was able to be hooked up to the cable at our house, the Comcast, and then we finally had internet at our house. And then I remember being in, I want to say 7th grade or so, and we got Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
Got the Wi-Fi.
And my friend Trevor and I set it up at our house. And it was like, but we still had that very ancient laptop.
Right.
And Trevor's like, I can remember Trevor telling my dad, Jeff, you can use your laptop anywhere in the house now. And it's like, why would you carry that 30-pound brick?
Because you want to sit it on the coffee table and do what
Yeah.
you want with it. Well, it was my mother did not understand, and I basically just I knew better than anybody in the house, right, Dakota? So even at 19, 20 years old, still living with my parents, they were I figured out that DSL was available for them at their house. So I just went ahead and ordered it for them and said no, and they're like, "What the hell is this? And why do we need it?" So I'm like, "Yeah, you have DSL coming. Why? We have internet. We don't need that." I'm like, "Because this is the pipeline to everything you ever want to do.
This is the real internet.
This is like, you're right at the margins. You barely are able to get it. You live, so DSL mattered. It's the digital subscriber line, so through your telephone still. But I'm like, you can be on the internet and still be able to use your phone at the same time. And they were like 20,000 feet or whatever the distance is. They were like right at the cutoff of it's going to work or not going to work from the central office, from where their house was. So it was barely able to work. and I got them connected to it, and they were, it was so much better than dial-up. But then it took until probably 3 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago, for them to actually be able to get fiber at their house. Cable's never been there, but magically, one of the CAFOs, thank God for agriculture, one of the CAFOs out in the distance beyond them, they brought, Nine Star brought the line directly in front of their house. They're the only
That's
house for a mile on the
incredible.
road, and fiber went right in front of their house, and they were able to connect. I'm like, you don't understand the lottery you just won
Yeah.
again,
No joke.
that you've got.
I'm
First
stuck.
grade.
What do you mean again?
I'm stuck.
Well,
with,
they got DSL 15 years
I
before,
thought you were
and
saying
now
they actually had won the lottery.
No,
I was
no,
like,
I
is
mean,
there a story behind the Morrill
won,
family?
They've won the lottery like 3 times. I was born into the family, so that was a lottery win for them.
You know,
And then they got DSL, and then truly winning the lottery was getting fiber in front of their house
the
in the middle of
lottery
nowhere.
was, I was born in the U.S. of A, baby.
Born in the U.S.
By 2 miles. I'm American by 2 miles, everybody.
So,
And you're
Yeah,
human
we
by
have-
3 inches.
at our house now, we have Comcast internet, or Xfinity, I guess it is now. And
It's Comcast is the company. Xfinity is
It's-
the trade name.
right, and it's 35 over 15 is what I pay for.
Sure.
And
It's Insight.
it's
It is
once,
not Insight,
It's
Grandpa.
Insight.
once a month the internet is out, and it's like, okay, whatever, reset the router. And luckily now with Xfinity Home, you can just do that with your phone.
Yeah.
You don't actually have to unplug it or anything. But that won't fix it.
Do you have a
The
life
internet-
hack? Do you pay cable modem rent, or do you have your own modem?
No, I have my own.
Okay, I was gonna say, if anybody's listening to this and you pay the $8 a month to rent a damn modem,
Silly.
yeah, go buy one on Amazon for $60 and it'll be paid for in 5 months. Anyway,
So anyway, we'll get on there, and the internet speed is like, it will be like 3 over 0.5.
yeah, way too slow.
And so it's way too slow for even the Xbox to be able to stream anything. And
How
We-
can you live like
we
that?
will reset it, and it won't fix it. So then you have to get on to the Xfinity app, start a chat with a live person, and then they have to send a booster signal to your home, and then that will fix it for the next month.
And they'll get you going again.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of Metronet and what we have here at the studio and what I have at home. I've got 200 down, 200 up, and I pay like $60 a month. It's amazing.
Well, and that was the biggest thing, was leaving Metronet, not having Metronet, and
Yeah.
we never had to reset the router at the house. In
Just rock
Newcastle.
solid.
It was always there, and it was always consistent.
Even if you have Comcast at home, if you've got a really good modem, that's a big part of it. Your own modem that you
Yeah.
control, and then your router actually matters too. So don't just take the one that they gave you and use that router. It's usually pretty inferior. I invested at home, and most of the houses that I'm responsible for supporting on the IT side, I just say this is the equipment you're going to have, so it's all the same as
Yeah.
what I have in my
You
house.
haven't done it to mine yet.
So the Google Wi-Fi is amazing because you can sit there on your phone,
That is
log
our
in, and see
next one.
everything.
That is our next investment at our home.
A nice mesh network.
After the
Ap-
cameras go up, we've only got one camera now. Got to get them on all the sides.
So
No
now
blind spots. So when the alphabet boys come, I know they're there. They're not going to shoot my dog without me seeing them.
You'll have videotape of all the angles of Daisy taking it.
I'm talking about you, ATF.
Oh my gosh. So here's the thing that I wanted to talk about is in the beginning it was all websites, right? So Mason, do you open up Chrome and go to a website anymore?
I use Microsoft Edge usually. I don't
Really?
use Chrome. Yeah, because it's the
What?
main browser on my. I have a Microsoft Surface, so it's just
so it's
easier.
built in.
I have Chrome on it, and some apps will only run through Chrome. But I mean, like, I just hit the E and go.
I just showed Dakota my phone. I currently on my Wi-Fi at home have 32 devices connected.
It's insanity.
32. Mason has learned the magic of all of the devices nowadays, though. You can see why it's nice to have light bulbs and Google.
I
Homes
lay in
and-
bed and I say, "Okay, Google, play ESPN." And sure enough, I don't have to move.
Did you
I
say
don't have to
you
look
lay
for-
in bed?
Yeah.
As in you're at Jeremiah's house laying in bed?
Oh yeah, I can do that there too. Or Kevin and Libby's, or my house, or I'll say, "Okay, Google, good morning," and my lights turn on to 55%, and it's time to roll out of bed and take a shower. I have my room set up, and it's nice.
Is that
Everything's
capability through the switch, like a wall switch, or is it? the
I
actual
have
light?
smart bulbs.
So he has smart light bulbs. He has the Google Home Mini, which is the speaker, and then it's all, and he has a Chromecast.
The
so
reason
those three
I
things
chose-
are working together.
The reason I chose the bulbs is because I have the bulbs in the ceiling fan, but I keep my fan on at all times. My fan is consistently running, so if I had the switch, it'd be either on or off. I couldn't do either or like keep my fan on and then put the lights on smart. So I had to get smart bulbs, which Jer said
You need an electrician in your life that can give you separate lights.
Two circuits,
Yeah.
or one switched, one unswitched, or
well,
on different switches.
You can just most ceiling.
I'm just not really trying to
ceiling
bust
fans
into the damn
have
wall.
the
So
capability to have there's two separate wires, one for the light, one for the fan motor, and you have the capability to run a separate switch for each of those wires.
So
Didn't know
sidebar
that.
topic: if I buy a new ceiling fan, you want to help me
Which
pimp it out at my house?
is the new construction standard.
now
is
I'd
a
save
separate
a lot
switch
of
for the
money
fan
because I
motor and
wouldn't
the
have
lights.
to replace one, bulbs, and two, $10 bulbs at that.
Yeah.
So
At my house, we decided with the ceiling fans to go with. We have can lights and then a ceiling fan. We decided to go with the old remote control for the fan, and it is a game changer, absolute game changer.
Yeah, but it's not on the internet, so it doesn't.
But
belong.
it's not.
I'm ruling it out of order for this episode.
It's not. Hey Google.
Yeah.
Turn on the fan. It's
Yeah. I can say the same thing, and it turns on my bedroom
It's
fan.
Audrey. Where's the damn fan
Yeah.
remote?
You just blame
Or
her for what
Kathy.
happened.
What the hell did you do with the remote?
It actually has its own little mount, so you know where it's at. As long
But then
as
you have to get up and go
as
to
long
it.
as you're an organized adult and you know where things are at.
Are you calling me a child?
Man child.
I'm just saying, I'm not sure that you instill the confidence in me of a person that is very organized.
Speaking of the internet and getting so used to it, Sarah just said, tonight was probably the third time I have walked into a hotel room and tried to get Google to turn on the lights.
I've broken her.
That is hilarious.
I've broken her.
What? You walk in Jared's house and you say, turn on the lights, and every light in the house turns on.
Including my pool light. So you got to go
Every
back and turn that
single
one off.
And you say, hey, Google, turn the pool light off. It's like nuts. But
Mason has some life goals now, and it's basically just to
Copy
get all the
Jared.
same crap I have.
So when I move next door to him, he
We
can
can
just
share
come
the internet
set it
bill.
off, and we will share the internet bill.
You got to buy my truck first. Yes, people. That a week later,
It's-
Mason still
we're
has not
still
bought my truck.
negotiating. Mason's
about I haven't gotten him down any on the price. So.
Mason's still hoping he sells it for 11.2.
I learned all my negotiation
waiting-
tactics from Chris Guffey.
It is 1 week later, and he has yet to put the 30 miles on it.
It's very true.
Those tires are dry rotting. You know, if you don't drive it once in a while, they get flat spots.
Yeah. I've driven it a little
Hopefully,
while.
when you do put the 30 miles on it, that rotor screws up. You got to put it on there before you sell it to me.
Mason, going back to that conversation from last week, I feel like you should probably have him include some sort of a basic car warranty and maybe the first 3 oil changes for free, because that's all content we need.
You could.
In the purchase agreement, you can have him be required to provide, warranty for 5,000 miles and the first 3 oil changes.
You know what, Mason? That's what we'll do. You can write up the purchase agreement. We can do it just like a home.
As long
I will
as the
even-
price is still at
I
what-
will even give you a seller's disclosure of everything that I know that is wrong
And
with the with
And-
the
Okay, so
property.
everything
Now-
that I need you to fix before you sell it to
we
me?
will make our
We can
attorney
have-
look this over, because I think we should
Yeah.
include
can
that
have,
it has to have.
It has to have
a full tank of
Liberty
gas.
Defender's
Yeah.
signature on it.
we can have the Boss Hog Liberty official attorney Sean Rout, and then we can have the Boss Hog Liberty official inspector Corey Owens.
He's my.
give it
That's a
inspection.
house. That's not a car.
Yeah, that's what makes it funny. Come on,
God
catch up with the jokes.
damn it.
Oh, these were jokes, son of a bitch. I didn't realize.
But in the purchase agreement, I'm definitely putting down that buyer must pay for the legal fees as well as the inspection. You're covering those costs.
That's what we can negotiate those.
We'll talk about it.
Oh, so we've talked about websites, right? Do you go to websites? So apparently, Microsoft Edge boy over here opens that up.
What do you
But,
mean websites?
like, instead of using the internet through speaking to Google or using an app, you're actually going to a browser and typing in a website.
I don't type in www. I just type in what I need, and it usually pops up.
To use a Google search engine.
So I use an engine, yeah.
So what I'm saying is that I've noticed in the last couple of
Nobody's
goodness.
going to GoDaddy's anymore.
the last couple of months, particularly, if I go to MSN.com, which is what used to happen when you'd open your computer up 10 years ago, you would always, you'd have a homepage you'd go to, and that's generally how you started your internet experience.
Yeah.
It has turned into just clickbait mill after clickbait mill. And
yeah,
there,
you
there's
look up
been this,
one thing, and they've sold out so many ads on that front page. It's
exactly. It's all ads and
just
horror
I
shows.
couldn't
So
tell you how many half-ton trucks I've seen on my web browser in the last week.
because
Because I look up one on cars.com, and there's just 50 of them within 200 miles of me that they put on front of that.
I'm not entirely sure it's fully fleshed out, this idea, but Dakota, you can tell me if I'm wrong. There's been the fake news problem in our culture, allegedly this fake news problem in our culture for the last 4 years. But I think we're used to it at all levels because of spam and pop-up ads. Life has turned into pop-up ads now.
For sure. And, well, who clicks on these things is
Me.
what I want to
They're
know.
accidental clicks. I didn't do it on purpose.
I give them clicks.
You give them
I'm
clicks?
scrolling through Facebook, and I see some socks with some people's faces on
Well,
it.
I feel like
Pick.
the
That's me.
Facebook ads are different than what Jeremiah's talking about,
Okay.
where it's
Well,
just
there's a
absolute made up garbage.
but I am a sucker
Like
for the top 10 list or something, right?
It's yeah.
But so I will click on that and be like,
The
oh, 50,
ranker.com
50
or
states.
whatever.
Yeah, those types of
I guess
deals.
I'm thinking of the one where it's got the animation of like the belly fat slimming down, and it's like
Lose 50 pounds in
doctors
25 days.
doctors hate this woman because this one weird trick. Click to find out.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's obviously an ad,
Right.
but it's the ones where you go, and this is just one of my biggest annoyances. And maybe it's not MSN. We'll check at AOL. Maybe they're more AOL.com might be more of the problem than MSN. But you'll get the list of 20 things to look at, and then you'll click through, and the first 3 will be ads, and then the second one it will have resized the window, and you try to click somewhere. Yeah, these bamboo utensils are eco-friendly. I'm not clicking on that. But it's all junk. AOL.com has completely turned to junk. You can buy your own life-size baby Yoda now. Come on.
That's not very big. Baby Yoda's not big.
Perfect. Every NFL quarterback's ranked 1 to 32. You click on it, and it starts.
I'm gonna say
It's
number
fine.
one is.
We're gonna start with number 32. Who's the worst, Mason?
Probably.
I've already accidentally clicked on an ad for something, by the way, and I've
On
lost what I had
Amazon.
because I was trying to get rid of a pop-up ad.
Worst quarterback in the league. Was this based off this last season?
This is based upon some website called newarena.com.
Oh, there's a new pop up.
It's driving me crazy, Mason. It's also trying to sell
Winston?
me no. It was Drew Lock on their list.
They said Drew Lock's the worst for the Denver
For
Broncos.
the Denver Broncos.
Wow, he's a Missouri grad.
He's not the worst. He's the lowest of their top 32.
So the worst.
he's
yeah.
the worst. Yeah, worst to best. So
What about
yes, the worst.
31?
Oh, but
So I'm scrolling. There's an
There's a-
eBay ad. I'm trying to scroll down,
be
and it's
100.
trying to set. I want to click advance to move to the next one, but this damn ad I'm trying to look at has a big green arrow that looks like the advance.
yeah.
And then you scroll down, and there's another button that's actually play for an ad. There's an eBay ad, and then between the two is a red next button.
Yeah.
It's just horrific. We are conditioned to deal with the worst things.
Holy crap.
Now I have 5 because I accidentally clicked on the one ad a minute ago and I closed it on Amazon. It has now given me 5 ads for AutoVox
Oh, now they're
all
changing.
at the same time, and now they've changed to eBay. Dwayne Haskins, Guffey's quarterback, is 31st.
Dwayne Haskins.
We're going to try again. I've now got 2 videos playing at the same time in different corners.
For begging trips.
Back
Dwayne
in
Haskins went to Ohio State, right?
10 years ago, it was if you wanted to use the internet for free, Net Zero was a thing, and you had to install their app, and you could get online for free anywhere. But you'd have to run their little deal, and it would take up like 10% of your screen, and people would bitch about it. It was like you had this little Monopoly checkerboard around the side.
Yeah.
It's like that now. Trying to use this stupid
It's
website.
worse than that now.
This is
It's
horrific.
objectively worse.
Like I'm. It's like I'm looking through a spyglass with things all the way around. This is proving my point perfectly. Daniel Jones, number 30, Mason.
Daniel Jones for the New York Giants.
New York Giants. There we go. Ryan Fitzmagic,
Fitzmagic for the Miami Dolphins.
29th. Are you on the same thing, or you're just memorizing?
I
this
know
now?
these.
You've learned this.
Yes.
All right. Mitch Trubisky.
Mitch Trubisky for the
Guffey's-
Chicago Bears.
Guffey's friend Chase. Remember Chase? He used to be a part of this show.
Yeah.
28th. 27th. I don't know when we're going to get to our boy Jacoby. Baker Mayfield, 27th. That
for
is
the
so
Cleveland
sad.
Browns.
That is so
That's
sad.
upsetting.
Sad for the
He's
Browns.
a franchise QB.
what is this turning into? This is why you get sucked into.
This is
these.
it. So
I
now we're
can
going
see it.
down, and we're going to try to see when we get to our boy Jacoby. Gardner Minshew. Where's he
Ooh,
play?
That is Gardner Minshew.
Yeah. He's got the porn stash.
Yeah. Is that the Dolphins still?
Jaguars.
Jaguars. That's it. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
thinking.
And
green.
now I've
Green
clicked,
orange.
and it never advanced to the next one, and it's broken.
Bum, bum.
Weather girls who do their job extra good.
Ooh, I bet they're all Spanish.
25th, Jacoby.
Jacoby.
Jacoby Brissett.
I bet he plays for the Indianapolis Colts
Yes.
for now.
They say he's worse than the redhead in Cincinnati. What's his name?
Andy Dalton.
There we go. Can you pronounce that name?
Dalton. Andy
Darnold?
Dalton.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold for the New York Jets.
Yes. Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray
What number is he
for the
wearing?
Arizona Cardinals. 14.
No.
2?
Number 1.
Is it 1?
Jameis Winston.
Jameis Winston for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You know what he's famous for, Guffey?
Rape.
Or Dakota? No, he's not famous for. What did you say?
He's an accused rapist.
He stole crab legs in college.
Oh, well, then he was accused of rape. But
Jared Goff,
Jared Goff.
the Los Angeles St. Louis Rams of
Raiders.
Anaheim. Derek Carr.
Carr is the Raiders.
Yeah.
How can you sit here and click through this?
This is my arm getting carpal tunnel. Josh Allen's number 18.
Josh Allen.
I don't see. You're
This
saying
is. I'm giving up at this point.
you were
This
saying
is
that
terrible.
you're a sucker for these list sites, and I hate them.
Well, I am for a little while.
I
but
like
then
him when
I want to
there's
get
no
to the
advance
end. I want a
button.
little bit of
Number 1's going to be Brady.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Come on.
He's-
We're at the midpoint now.
He's 14th.
I feel 16th. Philip Rivers.
Oh, wow, Rip. That's
Yeah.
the Chargers.
San Diego Superchargers. Cam Newton.
Panthers, but he didn't play at all this year.
He's on the list.
It's because he's
Okay. How long have you been a black quarterback?
black.
You don't even understand
Let's
the
ask
reference.
Rush Limbaugh.
You don't even understand the reference about how long have you been a black quarterback, do you? There's a guy named Doug Williams who was the quarterback for the Washington Redskins. Played in the Super Bowl against Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
Circus 1991.
Yeah, I wasn't even alive. I wasn't a thought.
Media day happened, and in the media day, they asked him that.
They asked him, how long have you been a black quarterback?
Carson Wentz. And now there are so many pop-ups now that Dakota,
Carson Wentz.
it hurts. Big
Can
Ben.
we just exit out of that?
Yeah, Big Ben Wraith.
He's a rapist.
Yeah. That's it. That's
Wonder
all I
if
can
they'll
do.
forget about that charge when he dies.
So that's that happened months ago, Mason. But you're talking about that guy that used to play for Lakers?
Kobe
Is Kobe still dead?
Jesus.
still.
Yeah.
No, I remember the
I-
conspiracy got revealed.
Yeah, it was shocking, really, really shocking. So that's what websites have turned into, and Facebook. We're at the point now where most of us have been on Facebook for like 10 years. It's child abuse when I go back and make fun of Dakota's old pictures because he was in 7th grade. Mason, have you had Facebook as long as you can remember?
When I was in 7th grade,
I remember the
MySpace was
exact.
so big.
I remember the exact time I got Facebook.
Were you chasing after a girl?
No, I got Facebook, and I was on the computer constantly, and I was like really excited because my sister. I was literally the first one in my family to have Facebook because I was so excited to get it, and my mom was like, "Sure," and so I get it, and I'm playing Farmville, like eating that shit, like Farmville.
You
I
were
got
one of those.
Yes, me and one of the bus drivers from Tri. We were like, boom, get that.
Is it the
Yeah.
one that does my taxes?
Yes, it's that one.
Your
Yeah.
best friends have always been old people, huh?
It's the one who does your taxes.
Well, she
And-
likes Farmville, but
She probably still plays it.
You know what? She does great. I always get a good return with her. So
But no, and so I'm like always constantly on the computer. Boom, boom, boom. One day I'm sitting in the living room. It's like 7:30. We just got a Wii. We're sitting there. We're playing the Wii at my mom's. She lived in an apartment at the time. And she goes, "What's this?" I'm like, my heart drops. I'm like, "Oh, shit." She goes, "Who looked up Megan Fox's boobs?" I said, "It wasn't me." I was like, "No, it's not me." And I'm like, "Oh, shit, busted." And I was like, "I'm never getting on this computer again." But then I was off Facebook for quite a while after that. But always had Facebook for as long as I could type. What did you just look up?
I just typed in what you did to see what comes up.
Hit images. That's where I always went.
I can only imagine a young.
What did you
Mason.
type this into, Mason?
It was Google. Oh, I think it was when Bing was a big thing. When everyone was using Bing.
You and Microsoft, man. You're their last customer.
When Bing was like getting real big, I think we had Bing. Yeah.
Well, and
Through
also
that-
at Try, Bing was the default browser on
Was it?
everything.
Yeah.
So that's why I think,
Well, I didn't do it at school, so that's good.
unless you were a nerd like I was, and it was like, oh, Firefox is so much better than Bing.
Oh god, I hated it when you had to go into
Firefox was nice and tidy.
So every single browser, every single computer that I logged into at high school, I changed the default browser because I was that kid.
Just forcing everybody over there.
But but I tell you what, I did a lot on the internet when I was YouTube. YouTube was a big thing. I loved just going on there and finding stupid videos.
So YouTube was not that big of a thing whenever I first started on the internet. It was websites that you clicked on and they would have just random cool things like Cracked and the Chive.
Mm-hmm.
Those were all like getting big, and that was before the explosion of YouTube.
Yeah.
And so that's what we spent our days doing on the internet was, and I can't remember what the name of this site was that we frequented all the time, but
Something
it
that
had
used to be
like
called Amazon.com.
no, we didn't buy books. No, this site it was kind of like Touch of Modern, if you know what that site is now. Where you go on there and it has cool stuff that's like it seems futuristic, but you can buy it now. And that was
It's like the Sharper Image or something.
no, it was a different site. It's basically the same as Touch of Modern, but it directed you to other sites where you could read about these cool things that were being invented. And it was like, wow. Look at all this stuff.
Futuristic.
I'll
Yeah.
tell you what, I'd get on YouTube and throw in some Shane Dawson and sit there for hours on end watching him. Then he's no one now compared to everyone else on YouTube, but
There are some websites that still exist that try to look the old days.
Yeah.
That are still updated every day, that just give you that classic feel. Me in the racing world, jski.com still exists, and they were bought by ESPN. They existed in the ESPN world for like 5 years. Then ESPN basically said, "Oh, we give up." They let the guy go back out on his own. He just put it back together, and he basically got a huge money buy back in the day.
Drudge Report.
Yeah,
still
and then
looks
Drudge.
exactly
That was the other
same.
one. Is Drudge Report is just like it still looks like it's 2000.
It looks like it was made with basic HTML coding.
Yeah.
It probably is.
But it gives you. I mean, it feels like a newspaper.
I love Drudge.
And honestly, you go to Drudge compared to MSN, and it's like a million times better. It's
Yeah.
simple. You don't have you have a few pop-up ads, but it's not. You got like 3 ads coming up. But they're well defined and they're not terrifying. So
Yep. Drudge is absolutely fantastic. It's a great website. Love it. Get pretty much all my news from there.
yeah, I don't know. It feels like Facebook used to be really good for getting news and finding news and sharing news, and then they try to force everybody into groups, and then the groups got out of control, and they started banning people in groups, and group rules got bad, and then it became about the group chats, and this fake news thing has taken over, and now websites themselves are polluted with pop-up ads, and I've just given up on the internet, and now I just stream everything. And I find myself now it's become more about the content creators and finding things like this show and in the individuals you trust on the internet, and that's where things have moved to. Now instead of grabbing your computer out, there's a lot of people that don't even have a laptop anymore. You're that way. You do 90% of what you do on the phone.
Right. That's why I got the phone that I did, because I wanted the power to be able to use my phone as a laptop, and I can. I have an external keyboard for it. For God's sake, it's fantastic. I was gonna go look at my Google history, and it's just there's not a whole lot. There's a guy that I follow because I write my workouts for the next morning, the night before, and there's a guy named Dr. Jim Stepani, and he has good workouts, and that's occasionally I'll look that up. Black steel pipe at Menards. Let's see, Home Depot. Here's one. Who is playing the new Jack Sparrow in the new Pirates of the Caribbean? It's like that is basically what
it's your question and answer machine.
Yeah, exactly. And
the majority
Facebook
of what I use the internet for
memes.
now is Facebook is sharing memes and laughing, and then 85% of what you do on Facebook is in a group chat. Like to me, it's a mess. Messenger is much bigger than Facebook is. Facebook is almost like the keys to the internet. It's how you log into a lot of websites now, just like logging in with your Google credentials.
Mm-hmm.
But it's to Messenger, and it's replaced texting. And the thing that it does better to me is that it populates across all your devices.
Yes.
So instead of having to look at your damn phone, you got that's on my laptop, or it's on multiple devices.
Messenger is far superior than any text messaging app, I believe.
Yeah.
I can't. Whenever people text me, it's like, ugh, gross. I'm such a fan of Facebook Messenger, but there's a lot of people have a lot of privacy concerns with Messenger and the app permissions.
So when that happened, it was, Messenger came about and it asked for all the permissions, and everybody took it to the worst possible place. Just accept that if you've got 30 devices in your house and you've got things listening all the time, that your text messaging or Messenger is probably going to be about equally as flawed.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about all
just know that your data is all in the Google Drive anyway, and you're probably nobody cares that much, but you're not going to hide it.
They are already collecting and monitoring your text messages. It's not different.
Wrong.
No.
Wrong.
It's true.
What's wrong?
Do you even know who Edward Snowden is?
Yeah, but it's wrong. It's wrong. Don't put that in my head, because I send some risky shit. Okay?
But listen, Mason.
Mason, it's over, okay?
Listen, Mason. There's 360 million people in the United States. Do you think they really give a damn about what the 20-year-old Ball State student in a small town in Indiana
who types in Megan Fox boobs?
I mean, my mom was pretty pissed.
So, I mean,
a generation before, when my brother and I found some pornographic material on the side of our road and brought it home, my mom was also pissed about that one too. So I didn't buy it.
They really don't.
It was free on the road.
Yeah, they really don't like the porno.
I have no stories like that.
Moms, anyways.
Whenever my grandpa died, he had a huge collection of ancient Playboy
Those
magazines.
are classics.
And
Did
they
you
were
frame
actually really cool. No,
you should have brought them down to Scott Frost and had them all framed.
Yeah, we
I would've.
sold them.
For how much?
I'm not going to say.
It
was a big collection.
It's a tax deduction, a tax problem, and no, it doesn't. It was they were donated to
Well, it
Goodwill.
was in 2012, so is the statute of limitations up on taxable income?
The
only thing they need to know is
consult your
that-
tax attorney.
The only thing they need to know is that my 2019 taxes are filed and good.
Are perfect.
So you're telling me you sold Playboys to get Bailey Davis through college? This is how you're making it out to be.
Bailey,
you are riding on a full ride Playboy scholarship.
Bailey wasn't even starting high school yet.
Could have put it in savings.
You could have. You know what you could have done is digitize
I think that
it
the
all.
big problem. I think
Could have gotten your scanner
if it
out and
would've-
saved them for Jackson because
Yeah.
like, hey, look, here's your grandpa's Playboy collection. We saved them. They're all in
Here's your
PDF
Pop-Pops.
form.
Yep.
PDF form. If they're in the Google Drive.
Look at January of '78,
Just,
huh?
just make it a Google Drive.
I
and
thought it
put
was really
as
strange.
Jackson's 13th
looking-
birthday.
Looking at them from like the 60s. I think there was the oldest one we had was from 69. And it
Of course,
was,
nice.
Naturally.
And it was like
Did you enjoy the
these
progression
models
of?
are probably all dead. They're probably close to dead.
Did
by
you
now.
have any of the local woman from Spiceland who was a Playboy model?
No, that's Louisville.
No, there's two.
Oh,
There's two.
I did not know this south of 70 legend. What are you talking
well,
about?
you know, we've got nice tits north of 40, south of 70.
then why were you searching Megan Fox boobs?
Because I was already north of 70, so I
All right.
couldn't get back in it.
I think we've gone as far
I
as I'm
knew-
comfortable with.
As soon as you
Are
said
we not going to talk about the one
talking
time?
about the internet, I knew that this was going to come up with Mason.
Oh well, no, I've done some shady shit on the internet. No, I've been on the dark web. Like, there's some shady shit on there, and I mean, I don't care. Come arrest me. What are you gonna do? I didn't do anything on. I just looked.
I bought one kid. It's not that bad.
You could buy some shit on there. I think you could buy like. I think it was like
Are you talking about Craigslist? Because everybody uses Craigslist.
no. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about
Mason's on Craigslist. It's like,
Craigslist.
oh my god.
No, this is a no, this is a Craigslist for the manliest of men. Is what I'm
Men-
talking about.
yeah, so men meeting men. I understand what
No,
you're saying.
not like that.
Bears.
Fuzzy Fuzzy Bears by Mason.
I'm just saying, there's some shady. I could hire somebody to end you, Jeremiah.
It's
Steal
called
all
wet
your
work.
credit card information.
What?
Yes, I could do that.
You're going to use my credit card information to have me killed?
What?
No, I could have somebody. In his multiple ads on this said dark website, he said, if you really don't like them, I can get them arrested with a 5-year maximum sentence. I'm like, Jesus, what? You could get I could get anybody in trouble if I'm willing to pay the price. You know,
Sure.
How much was it?
like $400.
$400?
That's it?
Yeah,
Nice.
they're really looking into
Well,
buy.
let's get Guffey in some trouble and find out. Let's see how
we
good
thought
the guy
about
is.
doing it for somebody
Yeah.
else, but we didn't.
All right. This is enough of this. Is there anything else on the internet we need to cover? We've gone through it all?
I think that we've gone as far as
If you made
We
it this
need
far
to.
in the episode, you're a true fan, and we love you very much. This has been fun, and we'll see you all. Unless there's something else we need in final thoughts.
Hold on.
Are you going to give me the Windows shutdown?
No, don't ruin it.
I'm just asking, producer. I'm glad he was ready for this. You know, Guffey would have it queued up by now.
Guffey's never played anything, man.
We'll
we did
see
one
you all.
time
He's
whenever
been
my
told-
wife wanted it.
He's been told he's got boring audio sounds.
We'll see you all next week.